Hey, look what I've got here. A funky piece of glass on my Leica M. Let's go and check it out. We are reviewing this lens today, and it's a 20mm ultra-wide angle fixed lens which traced back to 1958. It's actually a very old lens, being re-released by Lomography. The original was the MR2 Russar, and this is the new Russar Plus by Lomography. It looks exactly the same, and we can go and check it out now. So here I am, looking at this brand new lens by Lomography, and it's actually a new lens, but very old design. It's based on the 1958 old Russian MR2 lens. The only difference between the old and the new version is probably by the color and also the transcript in front of it. The new lens only comes in chrome, and the old lens comes in chrome or black. The transcript, obviously, the new one is made in Russia, and the old one is USSR. So I think that's probably the only difference you can tell. But in terms of image quality, it's virtually identical. It's a 1958 design, and it's built like one. Full metal brass body and proper glass. It's really nice. And its focus is good, very smooth, buttery smooth. It's nothing like today's lenses, which is all made from plastic. Not very good today at all. I like it. This lens is actually quite easy to handle because being compact and small, which means that it doesn't weigh anything. And but the only problem I found that is on a digital M body, is back heavy. But it doesn't really bother me when you're holding the camera or having it on your neck. It's good for walking all day and perfect for street, actually. So one of the reasons I actually said that this is a true snapshot street lens is because you don't really need to focus. At 20mm, very modest 5.6 maximum aperture, and a good sunny day like this, you probably most likely shoot f11 and f16, so everything will be in focus. The lens is actually not coupled for the rangefinder, and what that means is I can't really focus using the traditional optical viewfinder, and I have to use either the EVF or the street technique called hyperfocusing. Setting the aperture is a little bit awkward because you can see focusing is here and the aperture is actually right at the front. So basically you just turn the camera up to change the aperture. It's a little awkward, but I guess you get used to it and it works. So this is a 1958 design lens, and it's actually quite sharp for what it is, but it's definitely not for someone who likes to enlarge the files and look at things in detail. So although this lens is not for pixel peepers, but I think it's actually very good for film users or black and white digital shooters. I've used this on the digital M, and the black and white file is actually quite nice. Under the correct lighting and proper techniques and post-processing, and you can actually get some gorgeous files. This is a low-mo ready lens. Why? Because it gives you crazy vignettes and color shifts. And for film users, you love that vignettes. Actually, a lot of people like vignette these days. They like that vintage look. And color shift on digital sensors, you get that very red or magenta edges when you shoot at any aperture of this lens. So unless you are one of those people who likes these cross-processing look on digital sensors, otherwise you might be better off using black and white settings. For film users, you probably do crazy colors anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So it's actually a pretty cool low-mo lens. This lens may not be a lens for professional architectural photographer, but it's a very special lens that has the capability of making straight lines very straight. And if you're gonna shoot something involving straight line, you're definitely gonna have no problem with it. So here it is, the new Russar Plus by Lomography. It is a very interesting lens, I think, especially a good one for street snapshots. A lot of black and white shooters will love this lens. A lot of film users will love this lens. And I think a lot of fun people, like lomographers, will love that. It's not so good for architectural and landscape shots, or anything that requires precision and critical focusing, so you can get the subjects in perfect sharpness. So this is not the lens for that, but other than that, it's actually quite a good, fun lens to use. I have written a full reviews in Wix, so you can check that. And also you can check out more blogs from Wix by clicking the links below. So see you then.